The Bold and the Beautiful Comings and Goings, May 5 to 9. Guest stars exit. Troublemaker stirs the pot. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the next 2 weeks, May 5 to May 16, reveal that Steffy Forrester and Hope Logan will call a truce while Liam Spencer tackles a new challenge. Luna Nozawa will also try to balance some conflicting goals, so she may need some advice along the way. The week of May 5 to 9 will bring Steffy Forrester's attempt to get through to Liam. Despite Liam's insistence on hiding his condition, Steffy will work to convince him that Hope should hear the whole story. It's possible Liam will ask Steffy to break the news to Hope for him in the end. On the other hand, Steffy might just decide she knows best and choose to give Hope updates on Liam's medical drama. Regardless, Steffy will indeed pay Hope a visit for a tearful discussion about Liam's inoperable brain mass. Hope and Steffy will basically call a truce once this conversation gets underway, since supporting Liam will be what's most important. This should also set the stage for Hope to make a big comeback at Forrester Creations. Over with Deacon Sharp, he'll catch Brooke Logan off guard when he admits he thinks Hope belongs back with Liam romantically. Of course, Liam isn't thinking about his own love life anymore. Now Liam just wants to make sure his loved ones are going to be all right if he truly succumbs to this brain tumor like his doctors expect. Liam will ultimately have a tough discussion with Bill Spencer, one that could go from tense to heartbreaking in a matter of minutes. Bill seems poised to hear Liam's confession about his inoperable mass and the awful predictions about his time running out. At the Cliff House, Luna will arrive to remind John Finnegan of what a great man he is and convince him they should be a family. Finn isn't the type of guy to abandon his child. At least, that's how Luna will feel about the situation. However, Finn may argue that Luna's left him with no choice. Luna's crimes are too much for Finn to get past, especially since Steffy put her foot down and warned Finn could have no contact with his bio daughter. It's possible Steffy's homecoming will interrupt Finn and Luna's conversation, so that could cause some major hostility in Finn's marriage if that happens. Although Luna will hold out hope for a relationship with Finn that'll clash with her goal to play dirty and steal Will Spencer away from Elektra Forrester. Finn wouldn't approve if he knew what Luna was up to, so B and B spoilers say she'll have to be careful not to get caught. During the week of May 12 to 16, Luna may need some guidance from Sheila Sharp. The more time Sheila spends with Luna, the greater the risk becomes of them getting caught together by Deacon or someone else who could blab to him. Nevertheless, Luna will keep up her efforts to seduce Will, and as he grows impatient over Elektra's unwillingness to hit the sheets, there's the potential for Luna to make progress. As for Liam, he'll face the challenge of accepting what he can't change. Liam will feel helpless as more symptoms develop and his condition gets worse, but at least he'll have Steffy, Hope, and Bill to lean on. Bill might look into some wild experimental treatments that even Finn doesn't know about. There could be some truly cutting-edge procedure or clinical trial that Bill tries to get Liam into, but is there any way to save him? Finally, Brooke may find herself wondering if Ridge Forrester is truly slipping through her fingers. If Ridge has a marriage proposal for Taylor Hayes in the works, it could devastate Brooke in the coming episodes. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say the next 2 weeks will bring some highs and lows, so stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Soap Spectrum. I am Emily here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers update for Monday, May 5, reveals that Steffy Forrester will make an emotional plea to Liam Spencer, while Carter Walton makes a promise to Hope Logan. At Brooke Logan's place, Carter has been working hard to convince Hope they belong together. Hope already got a nudge back in Carter's direction, thanks to Liam's recent pep talk, but Carter's been making another pitch of his own. Now that Hope is more willing to listen and move past her anger, does that mean she's also willing to wipe the slate clean? Carter and Hope could enter a new chapter together if she'll just give him the yes he's waiting for. Of course, it's possible Hope will delay her decision a little longer. Hope might express a willingness to try fixing things between them, even if she doesn't officially reunite with Carter just yet. B spoilers for May point to Carter putting in the work to win Hope over. Carter may promise Hope that he'll do whatever it takes to prove himself and make their relationship stronger than ever. At the Cliff House, Steffy will deliver an emotional plea to Liam. Although Liam has been adamant about keeping his secret from Hope, Steffy will try to change his mind. There are certainly some good reasons for Liam to come clean to Hope about his inoperable brain mass. Steffy will remind Liam of how much Hope loves him, and she'll think Hope needs to know about his condition for Beth Spencer's sake too. However, Liam may admit to Steffy that he just can't bring himself to say the words, "I'm dying," to Hope or anyone else right now. Will Liam ask Steffy to tell Hope for him, or will Steffy just decide it's best if she blabs? Either way, Steffy will visit Brooke's place during the week of May 5 to 9 and prepare to give Hope updates on Liam's grim prognosis. Although Steffy will wish she could make more positive predictions about the path ahead for Liam, she can only give Hope devastating news instead. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Steffy and Hope will find some common ground in the coming episodes, so stick with the CBS soap. This week on Bold and Beautiful, it's time for Hope to learn the truth about Liam. Plus, while Hope reels over the news, Daphne seizes the chance to offer herself to Carter. Oh, and Ludi Luna's back. Liam's diagnosis and a Forrester fashion show put a hold on Finn's reunion with his cousin/daughter. Now, Luna is back to pestering Finn to be her daddy. Next week, Luna tells Finn, "I know what a great guy you are, and you wouldn't turn your back on your own kid." Last week, Katie confronted Daphne and accused her of using Carter and playing with his and her niece's feelings. During the exchange, Daphne let slip that she had fallen for Carter, which was not her intention. Coming up, Daphne says to Carter, "Move on from Hope. Start fresh with the woman standing right in front of you." Will her scent tempt him again? As Finn plied Liam with pills to keep him around as long as they could, Steffy pushed her ex to tell Hope about his diagnosis. He refused, wanting as few people as possible to know how long he had left. He even pushed Hope to give Carter another chance, feeling she would need someone to look after her after he was gone. However, it seems holding on to such a big secret eats at Steffy, as next week she meets with her on-again/off-again nemesis. Hope asks Steffy, "What do you want to talk about?" Steffy cries, "It's about Liam." Hope, panicking, asks, "What? What about Liam?" Steffy sobs. How will the truth impact Hope's relationship with Carter? The bold and the beautiful spoilers reveal that 3 betrayals may be brewing. So let's talk about the characters that'll get burned by disloyalty. Some hot story twists will bring devastating blows, so here's what B&B fans can expect. When Deacon Sharp handed down a harsh ultimatum, Sheila Sharp didn't hesitate to choose her husband over her granddaughter. Of course, viewers know Sheila just told Deacon what he wanted to hear. In reality, Sheila never intended on cutting Luna Nozawa out of her life and has been sneaking around with her ever since. Although that's allowed Sheila and Luna to connect, it's also set up the inevitable moment when Deacon finds out his wife lied to him. At some point, Deacon will discover Sheila and Luna are closer than ever, so he'll be furious over Sheila going behind his back to bond with the woman he hates. As for Liam Spencer, he may have a betrayal ahead of him as well. Although Liam wants his brain tumor kept quiet, someone in the loop could spill sooner rather than later. Steffy Forrester and John Finnegan will be under pressure to stay silent, but could they let something slip to another one of Liam's loved ones anyway? Even Bridget Forrester might be an option if she hints at something she shouldn't to Hope Logan. Doctor-patient confidentiality has become a joke on this show, so there's no need to pay attention to that. Whatever the case, Liam's medical condition could leak and leave him irritated, at least at first. Perhaps in the end, Liam will decide he's grateful to have more support once the news spreads. Although Will Spencer has been resisting Luna's seduction efforts so far, how much longer can you really hold out? Electra Forrester is making Will wait on their first time hitting the sheets, so Luna's been exploiting his passionate desires. This storyline would honestly be a letdown if nothing ever happened between Luna and Will. It seems likely Will is eventually going to kiss Luna or even head to the bedroom with her. It's possible Luna will manipulate Will with drugs or trickery, but there's a chance Will may surrender because he simply can't resist temptation any longer. Despite Will's predictions about staying committed to Electra, she may get updates on a painful betrayal in the not-too-distant future. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say multiple characters will face major difficulties in the months to come, so stay tuned. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the week of May 5, 2025 are here. Fans can expect Bill Spencer to have a reckoning with Liam Spencer. Hope Logan finally discovers the truth about Liam's diagnosis. Meanwhile, Luna Nozowa issues a plea to John Finnegan. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up next week in the CBS soap opera. Let's begin with Luna, who wants a relationship with her dad. Despite Finn being Luna's real father, Steffy Forrester Finnegan will not allow any kind of relationship to happen. Steffy has her reasons for that. At the same time, it's going to be hard for Finn to keep turning Luna away, especially if she's desperate. In the weekly preview clip, Luna tells Finn that he's such a good man, and he would never turn his back on his child. Of course, with words like that, Finn is going to have a hard time rejecting her. Hope still doesn't know that Liam has an inoperable brain tumor. Steffy pressured Liam to tell Hope the truth. Liam dropped a few hints, but just couldn't do it in the end. After admitting it to Steffy, she takes control. Steffy asks to meet with Hope and says it's about Liam. In a preview clip, Steffy sobs as she breaks the news to Hope about Liam's inoperable brain tumor. Liam wanted Steffy and Finn to keep his secret. However, Steffy knows what it's like to be deceived about a loved one's deadly diagnosis. Steffy went through that with Eric Forrester. Plus, Liam and Hope share a child together, so this secret isn't fair to Beth Spencer. She deserves to spend as much time with her dad as possible, just like Kelly Spencer. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that Bill doesn't even know his son was in the hospital, much less had emergency brain surgery. Bill noticed the blood on the carpet, but didn't bother finding out what happened. Surprisingly, security didn't even tell Bill that the ambulance was on the property. Moving forward, Bill and Liam finally face each other. Bill will feel guilty about Liam's deadly diagnosis. However, it is also teased that they have a raw reckoning that changes everything. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most during the week of March 5, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest some incredible drama in the land of LA during the week of May 5 to 9. May Sweeps is officially in full swing, which means plenty of surprises on the horizon. Still, the soap opera is a revolving door at times, where characters come and go, only to come back again. Read on to see all the casting changes you can expect to unravel over the next 5 days. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers remind fans that the big fashion show wrapped up earlier on this past week, which saw all the fun guest stars who had arrived in LA the week of April 21 to 24 exit the canvas. Of course, the young and the restless Christine Blair, played by actress Lauralee Bell, finished up her latest crossover storyline, and viewers also saw Markel Washington, Heidi Montag, and her hubby, Spencer Pratt, bid adieu to the land of fashion as they departed as well. In addition, Verena Banks appeared on the soap as Miranda this past week too. Across town, B&B fans can anticipate seeing Luna Nozowa in the days ahead, as actress Lisa Yamada returns to the canvas. The troubled young girl will interact with her Bayo dad, John Finnegan, played by actor Tanner Novlan. Viewers can expect to see Luna during the Thursday, May 8 show when the character vows to do all she can to navigate a relationship with her father. With that said, what kind of extreme lengths will she go through to accomplish this? Fans will have to tune in to find out. It's going to be an emotional week on B&B. The bold and the beautiful must-watch moments for the week of May 5 to 9 promise a week full of drama featuring Steffy and Hope in solidarity over Liam and so much more. You won't want to miss a single bit of the action, so be sure to tune in every weekday to CBS or Paramount Plus to see every bit of it. Steffy urges Liam to tell Hope about his prognosis. Liam and Steffy struggle with the reality of Liam's condition. Brooke is thrown when Deacon suggests what Hope does next. Steffy and Hope find themselves in solidarity over Liam. Luna vows to go against all odds to find a way to have a relationship with Finn. Steffy shares the details of what Liam is going through with Hope. Bill and Liam face the past and each other in a raw, emotional reckoning that could change everything. Will Liam tell Hope what's up with his health? The bold and the beautiful must-watch moments for Monday, May 5, show Steffy telling Liam he needs to let Hope know what's going on with his health. It promises to be a day filled to the brim with drama, and you won't want to miss a second of the show. Tune in to CBS or Paramount Plus to watch. Liam begged Steffy and Finn to keep his diagnosis a secret. He didn't want anybody to know that he has an inoperable brain tumor and is likely dying. Sure, Liam's final plans are to spend time with his daughters, one of whom is his and Hope's daughter, Beth. Liam seemed to believe he'd be able to keep the truth from his ex-wife. Of course, Liam's new living arrangement caught Hope's eye, and she's not quite convinced by his explanations. Meanwhile, even though Carter asked Hope for a second chance, it doesn't seem she's quite ready to. In fact, she's been remembering her marriage to Liam quite fondly. This moment had us wondering what's going on with Taylor. Taylor earns the title of the messiest move of the week. Her nerves seemed rattled at the House of Forrester fashion show. Ultimately, her nerves got the best of her, and she got locked in the vault with Brooke. We're still considering Taylor's recent behavior on The Bold and the Beautiful. Taylor used to be written as a self-assured and glamorous woman. It didn't take much for her to turn Ridge's head. She felt comfortable in the fashion world, even though she was a world-renowned psychologist. But her behavior this week was a far cry from the old Taylor. She seemed clumsy and nervous. Taylor kept bumping into models and knocking down the clothes rack, which led Brooke to declare that Taylor didn't belong there. Those words must have rattled Taylor because she locked him in the vault. She claims it wasn't her fault, but we beg to differ. Some part of her must have enjoyed bringing chaos to the show. This moment made us wonder what had happened to the old Taylor. She acted like a flustered teenage girl. She should have declared her right to be on the guest list. After all, she's part of the Forrester family. Taylor's back with Ridge, and her daughter is the CEO of Forrester Creations. What else does she need to prove? We would have loved to have seen Taylor own this moment. Instead, she only made a mess of things. Even Ridge seemed disinterested in her after Brooke told him Taylor locked them in the vault. At the moment, he was ecstatic that Brooke nearly saved the fashion show. It would have become a flop if it wasn't for the showstopper. Now Taylor's nerves could create a wedge in her relationship with Ridge. What are your thoughts? Do you think Taylor's nerves will destroy her relationship with Ridge? Do you think she's already losing him? Let us know in the comments section. This week's B&B preview has Steffy contemplating making a confession to Hope. It will be a roller coaster of emotions this week on The Bold and the Beautiful. This week's video preview has one character contemplating a tearful confession, while another might be pulling the ultimate con. Here's a glimpse at what to expect for May 5 to 9. Luna pays a surprise visit to the Cliff House to see her dad Finn. The two haven't had much interaction since the paternity reveal. Because of Luna's dangerous past, Finn has been keeping his distance from his daughter. Although she's apologized, not everyone is ready to forgive and let her into their lives. However, that's not stopping Luna from connecting with Finn. During their talk, Luna tells Finn that he's a great guy and wouldn't turn his back on his own kid. Will Luna's words get through to Finn? Last week, Carter made progress in repairing his relationship with Hope. However, a Cope reunion might be derailed by Daphne. The perfumer has fallen in love with Carter and isn't giving up on him despite his rejection. She makes another play for Carter by telling him to forget Hope and start fresh with her. Will Daphne's ploy work this time, or will Carter remain committed to Hope? Meanwhile, Hope is shocked when an emotional Steffy comes to the house. Steffy says they've got to talk about Liam, and Hope asks, "What about Liam?" Although Liam said he doesn't want anyone to know he's dying of a brain tumor, Steffy feels guilty for keeping the secret. She feels that Hope deserves to know, and since Liam won't tell her, Steffy will. But will Steffy actually go through with it? Or will Liam's diagnosis continue to remain hidden from Hope? Will Steffy soon face the end of her reign at Forrester Creations? Steffy has always been a powerhouse on Bold and the Beautiful. She's fearless, calculating, and fiercely loyal to her family and the Forrester name. But when you play with fire, you will get burned. The latest scandal bubbling up at Forrester Creations has all the makings of a classic takedown. And this time, Steffy might be her own worst enemy. Enter Katie, who just happened to be in the right place at the right time. After overhearing a juicy conversation between Zend and Daphne Rose, Katie is now sitting on a live wire of information that could blow up Steffy's entire world. The bombshell that Steffy orchestrated a scheme with Daphne as her secret weapon to sabotage the budding relationship between Carter and Hope is bad. Very bad. And the last thing Steffy needs is for that secret to be in the hands of a Logan. Whoops, Katie hasn't had this much screen time or power in ages. But now, she's holding the match that could set the whole Forrester dynasty ablaze. With this secret in her pocket, Katie is poised to shift the balance of power and the boardroom at Forrester Creations. Fans are now left wondering what happens if Katie exposes Steffy's shady plan. Will Ridge and the rest of the Forrester clan finally take a hard look at the daughter they've long defended? Could Steffy's days as co-CEO be numbered? Or will she find a way to spin this, blame it all on the coup, and walk away without a scratch, again? The chessboard is set, and every move counts. If Steffy thought she could pull strings without consequence, she may have underestimated just how many people are tired of her calling the shots. This might not just be a bump in the road, it could be the beginning of Steffy's long overdue reckoning. So what happens when the puppet master becomes the target? Stay tuned because Forrester Creations might never be the same. This storyline left us wanting more. There seems to be a slow burn with Luna's seduction plot on the Bold and the Beautiful. It's been a while since we've seen her in Will's midst. We would love to know what she's up to next. Luna's seduction plot left us wanting more. We're sure we're not the only ones. Luna feels so grateful for Bill's kindness that she wants to pay it forward to his son. Luna overheard that Will needed sexual relief. She offered to be in a friends with benefits type relationship with him. Will rejected her offer, but couldn't stop thinking about their first meeting. The thought is still on his mind. Luna knows that everything will fall into place. She also didn't let a threat from Will's girlfriend bother her. She decided to up the ante with a seduction plot that would get his mind racing. She snuck into Forrester Creations in disguise, making her look like Mario from Super Mario Bros. Luna stripped out of her clothes and into a purple lacy lingerie set that made Will blush. We thought he was going to destroy his relationship, but he ended up kicking her out, and we haven't seen the two interact since. It's time to return to this seduction plot. Will has been focused on his relationship with Elektra. He wants to take their relationship to the next level. However, she's not feeling the same way. Elektra knows that Will is a special guy, but she likes the relationship where it's at. That hasn't stopped Will from trying, though. He's been laying it on thick. The longer he has to wait, the more eager he will get. It won't take long for Will to stray, but we're seeing a slow burn happening here. We're interested in seeing what seduction Luna will plan next. She'll find a clever way for them to end up alone, or will grandmother Shayla trap them together within days of each other? Liam's silent battle begins with the discovery of an inoperable brain tumor. Choosing initially to conceal his terminal diagnosis, Liam informs only Steffi and Finn, later bringing Hope into the fold after learning she is pregnant with his child. His decision to delay telling Bill stems from a deep desire to protect his father from despair. However, the emotional toll compels Liam to finally reveal the truth in a poignant and heartbreaking conversation. Bill's reaction is one of devastation, unable to grasp the looming loss of the son he mentored and believed in so deeply. Before the family can even begin to process Liam's terminal condition, another tragedy strikes. Bill receives a call from the American embassy. Wyatt has died in a traffic accident abroad. The news crushes Bill, rendering him emotionally paralyzed. The dual loss is staggering. Not only does Bill lose one son to illness, but the other is abruptly taken without warning. Liam, overwhelmed by grief upon learning of Wyatt's death, collapses and is rushed to the hospital. His weakened body cannot withstand the shock, and he passes away shortly thereafter. The family, now plunged into mourning, prepares for a double funeral. The ceremony draws loved ones and colleagues alike, with heartfelt eulogies delivered by Hope, Katie, and others. Hope, carrying Liam's child, vows to preserve his legacy. Bill's speech, filled with anguish and regret, acknowledges his failures as a father despite his business successes. His words echo through the gathering. I built an empire, but I couldn't protect my sons. In the weeks that follow, Bill withdraws completely, consumed by grief. Spencer Publications struggles to maintain operations in his absence, as the heart of the company lies dormant. Hope, ever resilient, eventually gives birth to a son, William Wyatt Spencer, honoring both Liam and Wyatt. The moment Bill holds his grandson sparks a shift within him, a flicker of healing amid the pain. Inspired by the memory of his sons, Bill establishes charitable foundations. One supporting cancer research, the other aiding families affected by overseas tragedies. He returns to the business world, not for power, but to uphold Liam and Wyatt's legacy. Hope and Steffi, despite their complex past, unite in raising their children with unwavering support and strength. Yet, as fans reflect on this arc, many express frustration over how Liam's terminal illness was portrayed. The narrative, critics argue, often diverted focus from Liam's inner journey to Steffi's reactions, overshadowing his emotional experience. Rather than allowing Liam space to confront mortality on his own terms, Steffi's involvement seemed to shift the spotlight away from him. Her role as the bearer of Liam's secret and the emotional centerpiece of his storyline has prompted debates about narrative balance and character agency. Meanwhile, the show's attempt to establish a romantic thread between Hope Logan and Carter Walton has also drawn scrutiny. Their relationship lacks foundational development, emerging suddenly without the emotional depth or continuity expected from a meaningful arc. Carter's abrupt confession of long-standing affection and Hope's seemingly opportunistic response have left viewers questioning the authenticity of the pairing. Their breakup, catalyzed by Carter's honorable return of Forrester Creations, further underscores the fragility of their bond. Adding confusion, Liam's sudden endorsement of Hope and Carter's relationship appeared baseless, considering the absence of meaningful screen time between the two. The storyline, rather than portraying a genuine connection, comes across as an artificial device to generate tension, leaving fans disillusioned. In contrast, the heart of this season lies in its raw portrayal of grief and legacy. Through the pain of loss, Bill Spencer embarks on a journey of redemption, transforming personal sorrow into purposeful action. The birth of his grandson offers a second chance, not just to heal, but to honor the memory of two sons gone too soon. The Bold and the Beautiful continues to navigate complex emotional terrain, balancing spectacle with sincerity. While some narratives falter under rushed development, the overarching theme of loss and legacy delivers a powerful message. Even in the wake of tragedy, new beginnings are possible. This upcoming week on The Bold and the Beautiful presents high-stakes emotional turns, relationship turbulence, and deep family conflict that will challenge loyalties across the Logan, Forrester, and Spencer families. From Hope Logan's emotional reckoning to Daphne Rose's pursuit of Carter Walton and Luna's disruptive arrival, viewers can expect layered storytelling and impactful confrontations throughout May 5 to 9, 2025. Hope Logan finds herself caught between the remnants of a past love and the possibilities of a new beginning. Her emotional state is increasingly fragile as she reflects on her relationship with ex-husband Liam Spencer, while cautiously exploring a romantic future with Carter Walton. However, a critical revelation threatens to redefine her path. Steffy Forrester, burdened by the knowledge of Liam's secret terminal diagnosis, prepares to disclose the truth to Hope. This bombshell may pull Hope away from Carter and back toward Liam, driven by compassion, shared history, and a need for closure. The emotional weight of this moment sets the stage for a potentially heartbreaking reunion. Newcomer Daphne Rose intensifies her efforts to win over Carter, ignoring warnings from the Logan sisters and brushing aside social expectations. Despite initial resistance, Carter appears increasingly drawn to her assertiveness and emotional intensity. While Carter remains emotionally tethered to Hope, Daphne's candid confession of genuine feelings shifts the dynamic. Her pursuit becomes less about ambition and more about sincere connection. As she paints a picture of a future free from emotional baggage, Carter must navigate the magnetic pull of new passion versus his lingering attachment to Hope. Meanwhile, at the Cliff House, Luna's unexpected presence disrupts the delicate balance in Steffy and Finn's marriage. Despite Steffy's clear stance against Luna's involvement in their lives, due to painful associations with Finn's mother, Sheila, Luna makes a surprise visit, testing Finn's loyalties. As Luna appeals to Finn's compassion and paternal instincts, he's forced to reconcile his moral compass with his marital commitment. This encounter could initiate a clandestine connection between father and daughter or deepen the rift in his marriage. The consequences of Luna's actions are poised to ripple through the Forrester household. Carter Walton's character arc this week centers on romantic indecision and internal conflict. Once seen as a principled and reliable figure, he now stands at a crossroads, drawn simultaneously to the stability of Hope and the allure of Daphne's spontaneity. His past actions, including surrendering his stake in Forrester Creations to reclaim his integrity, highlight a man wrestling with identity and emotional clarity. As Daphne offers escapism and Hope represents depth and shared dreams, Carter must choose between past loyalty and new desire. His decision carries personal and familial implications, especially in a show renowned for chronicling the fallout of divided hearts. This week's developments reinforce recurring themes of love, sacrifice, and identity. Hope must process devastating news while reconsidering her future with Carter. Daphne's ambition threatens established relationships, and Luna's presence challenges Finn's role as both a father and a husband. Or she could resort to her old tricks by drugging Will and getting him to go to bed with her. That's the trick she used when she cheated on RJ with Zend. At the time, she claimed that she thought she was sleeping with RJ. But we know the truth. Luna declared that Zenda was the best lover of her life. That's going to be tough to beat. Is Will ready to take on the challenge? We're excited to see what happens next. Diaz can't be happy. Brooke screams at Ridge and Taylor's wedding. Bold and Beautiful. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Ridge Forrester may remarry Taylor Hayes, if he decides it's the only way to shut down Brooke Logan. It's clear that part of Ridge still loves Brooke and always will, but he's been adamant about his commitment to Taylor. However, Taylor's insecurities started bubbling up after Brooke blew everyone away with that epic showstopper. Ridge tried to convince Taylor that it was just a dress, but there's no denying that he felt a little of the magic Brooke mentioned. Even so, that doesn't mean Ridge is ready to abandon Taylor and jump back into a relationship with Brooke. Ridge will be a bit conflicted as this storyline moves along, but we know where it's ultimately going. B&B spoilers indicate that Brooke will have to rethink her destiny and will be in need of Nick Marone's comfort when he returns in June. It sounds like Ridge will hold firm in his commitment to Taylor, but how will he get Brooke to back off? Ridge needs a way to convince Taylor, Brooke, Eric Forrester, and everyone else of the woman he's choosing. Perhaps Ridge will even need to convince himself that he can truly put Brooke behind him. With all this in mind, we can certainly see Ridge presenting Taylor with an engagement ring and popping the question. During Ridge and Brooke's livestream interview in the April 28 episode, there were some wedding hints. Brooke acted like new nuptials were a possibility based on her reaction to speculation about a much bigger event. Although Brooke is excited about the possibility of a fresh start with Ridge, her wonderful predictions should end in heartbreak, at least until Nick comes back to console her. Instead of remarrying Brooke, Ridge might propose to Taylor and decide to remarry her in the coming weeks. Would that be enough to prove Ridge's commitment and make Brooke move on with her life? The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Ridge may make some updates to his romantic plans soon, so stick with us for any Taylor engagement news that might be on the horizon. Tuesday's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful brings viewers a wave of emotionally charged developments, exposing intimate secrets, tough decisions, and dramatic conflicts within the Forrester circle. The episode continues from last week's poignant cliffhanger, focusing on Liam Spencer's heartfelt plea to Hope Logan. In a vulnerable exchange, Liam encourages Hope to consider Carter Walton as a stable partner. However, this suggestion masks a more serious revelation. Liam is silently battling a terminal condition and is preparing his loved ones for life without him. Hope, though emotionally impacted, approaches Carter with caution. Their encounter at Forrester Creations highlights her conflicted feelings as she processes Carter's apology and attempts at reconciliation. Yet, her hesitation reveals lingering emotional trauma and uncertainty about starting over. Liam's decision to keep his diagnosis a secret from Hope deepens the emotional complexity. He believes shielding her from the truth is an act of protection. Meanwhile, his efforts to create peaceful moments with his daughter Kelly at Steffy and Finn's guest house contrast sharply with his emotional distance from Beth, raising questions about his internal fears and priorities. Steffy Forrester Finnegan, burdened by the weight of Liam's secret, reaches a moral tipping point. Despite her loyalty to Liam, she struggles with the ethics of withholding such critical information from Hope. With time running out, and following Finn's grim update on Liam's condition, an inoperable brain mass with an uncertain timeline, Steffy resolves to act. In a powerful upcoming scene, Steffy arranges a private meeting with Hope. Her emotional breakdown as she begins to reveal the truth suggests that Hope is about to face a life-altering moment. As old rivalries dissolve under the pressure of grief, this emotional confrontation could serve as the foundation for unity between the two women. While the core characters face deeply personal crises, darker forces begin to stir. Shayla Carter and Luna Nozawa re-emerge in suspicious alliance, possibly plotting to exploit the Forresters' current vulnerabilities. The narrative hints at clandestine meetings and hidden agendas, suggesting that the family drama may soon be compounded by external sabotage or manipulation. Elsewhere, tensions mount between Ridge Forrester and his father Eric over Ridge's romantic life. Eric pushes for a reunion with Brooke Logan, viewing her as Ridge's destined partner. Ridge, however, asserts his independence and appears ready to propose to Taylor Hayes, though his motivations seem rooted more in defiance than devotion. The anticipated proposal to Taylor is complicated. As a trained psychiatrist, Taylor likely senses Ridge's inner turmoil, recognizing that the engagement may stem from rebellion rather than genuine commitment. Still, her emotional investment and hope for rekindled love could lead her to accept the proposal, risking future heartbreak. Brooke Logan remains a central figure in Ridge's emotional landscape. Despite Ridge's outward resolve, memories of their romantic history continue to surface, most notably during a recent Forrester fashion show where Eric staged a symbolic moment by dressing Brooke in a redesigned Portofino gown. Though deeply moved, Ridge resists the pull of nostalgia. His relationship with Brooke, marred by past betrayals, continues to influence his choices. Brooke, meanwhile, is unlikely to surrender easily, and her subtle efforts to rekindle their connection may destabilize Ridge's commitment to Taylor. As Tuesday's episode unfolds, viewers can expect major emotional revelations, high-stakes decisions, and the emergence of new threats. From Liam's fragile health situation to Ridge's romantic entanglements, every storyline is steeped in tension. The episode also sets the stage for future clashes, emotional, familial, and potentially even corporate, as characters navigate secrets, loss, and the struggle for control. In a dramatic turn of events on The Bold and the Beautiful, Hope Logan's emotional journey took a definitive shift after she learned of Liam Spencer's deteriorating health condition. Wrestling with inner conflict, career setbacks, and a fragile relationship with Carter Walton, Hope had been unsure of her next move, until Liam's heartfelt plea urged her to reconsider what truly mattered. Liam had encouraged her to open her heart again, speaking with an urgency that hinted at limited time. Taking those words seriously, Hope arranged a meeting with Carter, signaling a potential reconciliation. During their conversation, Carter expressed regret over not fighting for her and acknowledged his missteps in prioritizing corporate loyalty. Despite his remorse and optimism, their reunion was cut short when Steffy Forrester arrived unexpectedly. Steffy wasn't there for business. She delivered devastating news. Liam had been diagnosed with a terminal brain tumor. Surgery was no longer viable, and his condition had progressed beyond medical intervention. Hope was shaken. The revelation completely realigned her priorities. All concerns about her career or her future with Carter were eclipsed by the stark reality of Liam's limited time. Without hesitation, Hope informed Carter that she could no longer pursue a relationship with him. She acknowledged that her heart had never truly been invested in their romance, and now she understood why. Carter, taken aback, questioned her decision and accused her of abandoning their potential for someone who may not survive. Hope offered no defense. Her path was clear. Hope went straight to the hospital, where Liam sat alone, weakened and resigned. She assured him that her presence wasn't out of pity, but a conscious choice rooted in enduring love. As they held hands, Hope vowed not to lose him again, not without a fight. The future remains uncertain. Liam's health continues to decline, and Hope stands by him despite the emotional cost. Meanwhile, Carter is left reeling from the abrupt end, his next move unclear. Forrester Creations 2 remains a backdrop of unresolved tension and professional fallout. At its core, this is no longer a storyline about romance or rivalry. It has become a countdown defined by love, mortality, and unfinished emotional business. Whether Hope made the right decision or opened the door to new heartbreak remains to be seen. In one of The Bold and the Beautiful's most emotionally charged arcs to date, the Spencer family is struck by profound tragedy as Bill Spencer faces the unimaginable, losing both of his sons, Liam and Wyatt.